Hello, this is David. It's August 25th, 2019, and today is a little bit of a celebration for me. It has now been 7 years to the day since I last drank alcohol. And, oftentimes I'm out in social situations and people ask me, well, so why don't you drink? And, depending on how much time I have or how much I want to talk, I tell varying versions of the story. But I guess from the period of my life from roughly ages 19 to 23, by any clinical definition, I was very much an alcoholic. And even though I was pretty responsible and really on top of my life, I drank pretty extreme quantities of alcohol, which over the course then of a few years after that, my mid 20s, I just slowly started cutting back. I kind of had seen some of the flaw of drinking that much, and also with the onset of a yoga and meditation practice, I had cut back to the point I just have maybe one or two beers at a time occasionally. And then as the meditation practice started to get stronger, 7 years ago, I was about to go move to a Zen center. And the night before I was going to go live at the Zen center, I was having a beer with a friend, and we were just chatting late night. And I was drinking this beer. It didn't look like this, but this is what I drink nowadays, tea. But I was drinking this beer, and I remember I was about halfway through it, and I just looked over to my friend and I said, I don't think I'm going to do this again for a while. And they asked why not. And I just said, well, I don't know. It just doesn't do much for me anymore. I and what I was starting to tune into through that period was just really appreciating a clear mind, a lucid mind, a vivid mind, recognizing that when I was in a more sober mode, I generally felt pretty good in my own body, in my own mind, in my own skin. And the value of that was just so strong to me that diluting my mind and kind of like the sort of little bit of lethargy and dullness that came not just when I was drinking, but even the day after, I just wasn't interested in that anymore. And so that was 7 years ago. And over the course of these past years, really the desire to drink has never actually come back. And so it's funny, I sometimes tell people I quit without actually quitting. Because even now, I don't feel like I quit drinking, but I just have no desire to it. It seems so unappealing to me. And so, what's interesting is there are times when, and I think this is a really great metaphor for the path, that there are these times I've had when I'm in a social situation with family or extended friends or whoever, and people are drinking, and a thought occurs to me that says something like, oh, I could just have a beer, like I'll fit in, no big deal, like what's the harm in one drink? But I don't do it because I guess I've just learned how the mind works, how my mind works. And there's a thing about momentum. And so I can really easily see with how different habits form that one beer pretty quickly becomes another beer. Pretty quickly becomes another event with another drink, and then this and that and the other thing, and then next thing you know, it's not even drinking, but it's some other habit. And so right now it's very easy to say no, so I figure, you know what? My life is pretty good this way. I really like my mind as it is. I just don't need to go there. And so, as basically a life strategy, even though I don't quit, I haven't quit, and yeah, I don't know. Maybe theoretically I could drink. I even thought it would be really a hilarious way to celebrate 7 years of sobriety by having an alcoholic beverage. That just my sense of humor. I'm not going to, but I thought it would be funny. But the point of the story is, even though I haven't actually quit, I just can't find any compelling reason to drink again. And the momentum of not doing it is so strong that it just seems better to stay that way. And so, in any case, it's been 7 years, and it feels good, um, to have made that commitment to myself, or to be on my journey to a degree. I can make those decisions ongoingly that I know really serve me, and also help me serve others better. Because I like the person I am today a lot more than I did when I was 20 and having 10 drinks a night. And I think other people feel that too. When I can be that pillar of support and care, reliably clear-minded, uh, that's a real gift to be able to offer. Anyhow, so thank you for celebrating with me.